Anyway, that will always stay the same, but Vinyasa Flow completely changed. And it's like, this is interesting, except for one studio, Maha, which now has changed because of the pandemic. Since the pandemic, they became a specialized yoga studio that focuses on injury, which is quite different than a normal yoga class. Anyway, that's one of the things that changed. But point being, it's very quiet today. It's nothing like it was in 2011. In 2011, we probably had the highest population, 2011, 12, 13. I was thinking about Val, and she looked tan as if she went on spring break or something. So, although some people, right, I wondered if certain people in Telorama land reflect what's going on in the world. And there's been a homeless guy on the street who kind of looks like the dancer from back on 74, the main dancer, it seems, but a little bit larger, and he's kind of reddened out as if he's sunburned or has a serious case of something from being on the street. Or, I don't know if it's drinking, or to me it's like an alcohol-ish thing that could happen. So anyway, I don't know, because I don't know that much about substance abuse and its toll on bodies. But anyway, point being, the population is a lot less. So fewer people here than there used to be. And therefore, the situation I experienced is much different. My concern is other things have cropped up which are really bizarre. They're in the realm of, are you kidding? I don't believe in ghosts or anything like that. So I'm wondering how far certain people will go. Even property management companies, can you quote unquote rig an apartment for electrical situations that could affect someone's health or affect the atmosphere around a person? So you could feel odd things or that don't feel good, or things that make you nauseous. Or you could say at night you feel like an electrical current that's invisible, and it goes by your ear like bzz. And for a long time, and I don't want to talk about it too much because it seems to have subsided, but it would be like a wasp or a hornet invisibly came through and buzzed by your ear or like tried to hit your face. Things like that are really bizarre. Like, who do you go to about that? Do you go to authorities about a buzzing? I did actually file a report, and I've contacted the CIA 60,000 times about various things. I've also experienced what can look like an exorcist. No one was around me, but it turns out it's benign vertigo something or other. So there's some sort of deficiency and a dislodging of a crystal in the ear, which causes one to look like they're experiencing an exorcist. That was way back in 2018. All the while, I sort of grew up in such a way where, one, I didn't want to burden my mom with the information. My mom had to live with my aunt, and she would have rather been able to live on her own, but they both benefited, but still, it sucks to be in the position where you don't own the home, and, and my aunt didn't have the kind of personality, like, if I were to take someone in, I would be like, do not worry, I already know the world sucks, and not everybody gets a fair shake. or things happen and people outright steal your money. So anyway, but my aunt didn't totally come across that way. Anyway, in addition, when I was living, then I wound up living with my mom and aunt. So in a way, my aunt, you know, had, you know, her sister and niece on her hands, you know. And even though my aunt had a home because she was married 2 separate times, and in both cases, she had a male who brought home some bacon, you know. Not much, but the point being, she wouldn't have made it on her own. So all of us women are on our own on my mom's side. So, anyway, while I was there, I slept on the couch in the living room, which was up near the front. It was like a trailer, like in between a trailer and a fabricated home. I don't know what you call it, but most people would just say it was a trailer. And I started experiencing, like when I would wake up in the morning, I couldn't open my eyelids naturally. Most of us take for granted, we just wake up and our eyelids open. I had to actually pry my eyelids open with my fingers. I left her. So she just opened her trunk, which made me think of it. Oh, look, it's pretty red on the porch here. So I had to actually pry my fingers open. And pry my eyelids open with my fingers. So, true size Countryman on this little TRUSZE, this Mini Coupe, in Texan systems. So, that's really weird. I didn't know what to do about that, but because I was living with my mom and aunt, and they didn't really have money, you know, like I didn't want to feel like a leech, so I was looking for any work I could on the fly while traumatized to death, while having experienced like an exorcist-like situation. I found out about benign vertigo from Dr. Eric Berg, DC. I guess the DC means he's in DC, I have no idea. But it's on YouTube. And he shows an animation of the exorcist-like experience. So. We will.
Yeah, that's like classic Mark Rose.
Oh, sorry. That's what I was told to do. That's what I was told to do. I don't need a phone. Neither does your head doctor. So anyway, that's what I was told to do. So anyway, back to exorcist versus benign vertigo. So don't do that every time. Who did it, Michigan? So I'll puppet them next time, and it won't be good.
Wait.